Hey there, Broncos fans, and welcome into the Broncos Sports Network. For our Above the Net show, we are talking a little bit of Fayetteville State volleyball as the Broncos work through the heart of their conference schedule. Andrew Chapman with you, pleased to be joined by the Broncos head coach, Rashima Johnson, and also one of the newest members of the Broncos volleyball squad as well. It's setter Nicole Akamine. Guys, hello.
Hello.
Thanks for sitting down with us. And I guess we haven't really caught up yet on what was a crazy, hectic pre-conference schedule for you guys, and then a couple of matches here at home where FSU fans get to kind of see the team for the first time. And now you're on the road again for a long stretch all the way until October 23rd. But Coach, I'll start with you. How would you describe this year's group that has a lot of returners from the championship squad a couple of years ago and last year's group that went all the way to the semifinals? Just a couple of ways you would define the team this year and its qualities.
This year's team, like you said, is a good mix of experience and a good mix of, we have one freshman who comes in, but she contributes heavily to the team. We have some people who transferred in as well, and they're contributing, they're making immediate contributions. So I think this team is just a little bit ahead of the game from where we were last year when we brought in so many new people. They're gelling well, they're gelling quickly, and I think that it's starting to come together on the court.
And a lot of the main returners from last year's team include, of course, Cassandra Watson, Angela Thomas, Alexis Everett in the middle, those players again on the team this year. But as we mentioned, Nicole, your first year with the program, and also like Chiara Vittoni has also arrived to town. But how are you settling in, and how's kind of the chemistry going with your new teammates to this point?
Actually, it's been great. I thought it was going to be usually when you transfer, it's like a hard process to get used to. But it's been really good. They're very fun, they make you feel like you're home. And that's a great thing. So yes, it's been great.
And Coach, I know the preseason practices for you started as quickly as maybe a week after the season ended. I don't know. I saw you guys out there. I saw you guys out there on the court, and I think I even said to you in passing, "Wow, Coach, practicing already." And you said, "Yep, we gotta get back to that championship." But what was the tone like going into the preseason practices for you this year, and why did you feel it was important to really stay out there on the floor as much as possible, even after last year ended?
Well, volleyball is a year-round sport, so we do play in the fall and we play in the spring as well. And I think it helps because over the summer there's such a big gap between when they leave and when they come back, and then there's such a short space of time between when they come back and when we actually start competing. So it's really important that we do get that work in the spring as well as in the fall. What was the question again?
What was kind of like the tone that you guys had in the preseason, and what's kind of those ultimate goals that you guys put at the top of the bulletin board going into the season?
Well, we felt like we underachieved last year. We don't think that we reached our full potential. So I think this year, the tone coming into the locker room was that we need to do better. We need to do better than we did last year. We need to win. Here at Fayetteville State, we have a championship mindset. And that's the mindset that we went into this preseason with, is looking forward to the championship, going in with a championship mindset.
And who were some of the teammates of yours, Nicole, that you feel kind of helped instill that in you right away once you arrived on campus and got settled in with the team? Some of those leaders already in the locker room when you arrived.
I feel like Cassandra, she's I feel like she's been one of my I would say right-handed for me. She will always help. She's always there for us. So in general, she's the leader on the team as well. So you can tell on and off the court. So yes.
I think it's very cool to see how many different backgrounds that this volleyball team has as well, just where a lot of these girls grew up, and you're one of those originally from Bolivia, which right there in South America, I had to do a little research, but on the border of Brazil and a number of other South American countries. But Chiara Vittoni, she grew up in Italy, I believe. For you, what was it like growing up in Bolivia, and when did you get to the States to pursue volleyball?
Okay, so growing up in Bolivia is kind of it's different. Everything from here compared to back home is way different. So I have to adjust a lot of things. But I came here my freshman year, so it was 2019. Yes, and I mean, I was in another university. I played for 4 years there, and I transferred here for my grad. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the primary language in Bolivia?
Spanish.
Is it Spanish?
Yes,
okay, okay, because I know there's a lot of Portuguese influence in that area as well.
Yeah.
So,
But can you tell she spent her last 4 years at an HBCU? Can you get that accent?
no, I say English is fantastic. Did you
Thank
did you
you.
study the language a lot just through school and growing up too?
In the school, you don't usually take you take English, but it's not like advanced English. So like you have to like prepare yourself because you have to take TOEFL test, SAT to get into university and stuff like that. So basically, you do have to prepare yourself. But once I got here, I'm not gonna lie. The first month or weeks, it was very hard because I was like, I feel like I don't know English. Like it was so hard. But once I got like everything, the lingo and everything, it was
Sure,
totally fine.
just talking to people and
yeah.
social media, watching TV or
For
videos,
sure,
Netflix.
yeah.
Eventually you adapt. Coach, I think all the programs around here, football, basketball, everybody, there is a focus on trying to really play difficult pre-conference games and get ready for the level of play that the CIAA can bring. For you guys, you're no different. Challenge yourself, and now it's led to a winning record come conference play. But just how challenging do you think that was for your group, and how conscious were you of trying to schedule difficult matches early on in the year to get your team ready?
And you're correct. So we do try to make sure that we're scheduling tough competition in the preseason. I think it prepares us for the season, and it prepares us for the end of the season when we see those teams again. It was really tough in the past when the first time we saw other regional teams was at regionals. It was really tough. So this way they're able to see those teams, compete against those teams now, so that they know what to expect. They're not so bright-eyed and doe-eyed and deer in headlights come regional time. So I think that does translate into us being more competitive throughout the season within the CIAA, but I also think it will help us to be more competitive later on. This season, I want to say within the conference, we have probably the seventh highest strength of schedule. We have the highest strength of schedule in the CIAA. And that's going to prepare us for the future. We actually played two of the top teams in the conference in Clarion and Gannon, and for the first time ever we took a set off of both those teams. So that is kind of a good gauge of where we are, what we need to do to prepare ourselves come postseason.
Yeah, your home opener was a real back and forth against Shaw as well, and that was a match that went to the fifth set. 15-13, I believe, was the final score of the fifth set for Shaw. But that was a game that had a tournament feel to it, right? Like that is the type of competition that you run into and the types of matches you find yourself in. There's a lot to gain from that. Even though you guys were 2 points short in the end, I feel like the group probably gained a lot from a match like that early in the conference season, would you say?
Absolutely, because, you don't want to start off easy, because then it kind of, it makes people kind of complacent and laid back. And so it's good to start tough. So we picked up from where we left off, with our preseason tournaments and stuff, started tough at home. And we just learned, that we just have to be more, what can I say? We just have to be willing, be tougher, be willing to battle, and that it's not going to be easy this season. The CIAA is much better at volleyball these days. So we know that, throughout the season we're going to face tough competition.
And Nicole, right after that tough meeting with Shaw, you guys go a 3-set sweep over Winston-Salem here at home. Crowd was loving that. Then you go to the roundup just recently, and you sweep 9 straight sets against all those different CIAA opponents there. It was ECSU, Virginia State, and Lincoln, the 3 programs you guys scored off against. What worked well? What was jiving for you guys during that roundup that you helped lead to so much success?
In my opinion, I feel like the first game that we have against Shaw, that was like a wake-up call. Like, we have to, get our stuff together. So going on the roundup this weekend, I feel like the chemistry on the team, connection on the team, that went very well. Like comparing to like the first game, you can tell. Like if you watch the game as well, you can tell there's more chemistry. You can tell there's more like connection. Also like more passion. Like people like will play with more passion. Like they won't let the ball drop type thing. So I feel like that you can tell like just watching the game.
Yeah, yeah. You know, here in Fayetteville, we miss watching you guys play on a consistent basis because there hasn't been a whole lot of volleyball inside of Capel yet this year. That'll change towards end of October and going into November. But what do you think, Nicole, so much time on the road has done for the team, the positives when it comes to relationships, chemistry building, you know, fun outside of the court? What do you guys do to kind of build camaraderie?
Well, we do, in the morning we do yoga.
Yoga,
Like,
all right.
yeah, we do yoga in the morning. That's like a team bonding type of thing. That helps a lot, especially like with your body, because, you know, it's a lot of like, you be on the road for 5 hours, you need to stretch. So yeah, yoga, we do team bonding, like activities and stuff. So I feel like in general, like, actually we don't actually have to have activity, but we're still doing like a team bonding. Like even on the bus, you can still talk to your teammates. Like, small things like that will definitely help the chemistry.
And, you know, maybe like Coach was telling us right before the show here, integrate like a 20-minute power nap, you know, every once in a while, just you know, along with the yoga to keep the energy throughout the day. One more thing I'm curious about is just when you get into these roundup type of settings, and it's you know, day after day tournament setting, is there a lot of time for film prep or things like that? You know, you hear so much about the film sessions that go into a weekly football game or a basketball game, but when you get to the point where you're playing every day during some stretches, do you guys have time to watch film, or how does that process go, kind of going into a match?
Well, we actually do our film before we hit the road. So we have all of that taken care of, so that by the time we get to the roundup, all we really need to do is just kind of go over it, kind of, you know, solidify what we came up with from the film session. There is some time, but we find that our time is better spent, you know, doing study hall, getting homework done, doing team bonding activities. Like this past weekend, we did a scavenger hunt. That was fun.
That was fun.
So we did a scavenger hunt in the hotels and in the hotel in teams. So things like that, I think our time is better spent than trying to find a time between the matches, you know, to try to get film in. We do that up front so that we're ready.
Hey, are people in the hotel lobby just looking at you girls like, what are all these volleyball players doing running around?
It was kind of like that. It was kind of like that because everybody was just like everywhere running around, like looking with the paper, trying to like find. And it was very fun though, but like people was like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But the staff was helpful too.
Yeah, the staff was very helpful.
Really
She helped us.
Yeah,
I can't say this, but like she helped us in one question.
Oh, yeah, gave you like a hint.
Now you
an
tell
answer.
us.
Who's the winner of this Bronco volleyball scavenger hunt? Which team won the?
It was what was
Who was it? It wasn't your team, was it?
No, it wasn't my team.
No.
And it wasn't.
Sadly, it wasn't my
it
team.
wasn't Cass's team. Was it? It wasn't JoJo's team.
No.
I think it was.
It was JoJo's team, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Because they two of them actually tied, but one had the better answer.
Okay.
So one team said, "Well, we couldn't find it, so we use this," but the other team found it, so they won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had a playoff.
Yeah,
Wow.
they had like a tie and they had
A
to, like,
tiebreaker.
yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's all about building competition now when it comes to
Exactly.
Bronco volleyball. Scavenger
Compete
hunts
and collaborate.
on the court, wherever it may be. Guys, this was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for sitting down, chatting everything from scavenger hunts to volleyball. And again, a little bit of a break here before we see the Broncos again inside of Capel Arena. Their next home match will be against Livingstone, conference game 6 o'clock. October 23rd. That is a Monday, and then there'll be a stretch of games on the 30th, November 2nd, and a bunch of opportunities to watch the Broncos serve it up. So, guys, thanks so much again for
Can I say
for
something
sitting down.
before
Yeah,
we go?
absolutely.
I just really want to say something about the crowd support that we had
Sure.
those first two home games.
Awesome crowds.
It was awesome. The environment was fire. That second one against Winston, when the band was there, the cheerleaders, the Greeks, the students, it was awesome. And we had students from local high schools and middle schools who came that night,
right.
and they were just so enamored. They were just in awe. So it was a great representation of us as a university as well.
Yes.
And I just want to say that we look forward to seeing all of that come October 23rd.
Absolutely. It really was a great environment and energy inside of Capel Arena to welcome the Broncos to start their conference season, and much more volleyball to play in conference until ultimately the tournament is in Salem again this year, Salem, Virginia?
No, it's at Bowie State this year.
Oh, Bowie State this year. Okay. All right. Well, that's where the Broncos have their sights set, but a long conference schedule ahead. You can follow all live scoring updates for FSU volleyball as well while they're on the road, FSUBroncos.com, and then go to the volleyball section and go to the schedule, where there'll be a little stats icon, and you can follow all of the live scoring. Next matchup for Fayetteville State upcoming on October 5th, this Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So getting ready to hit the road to Salisbury to take on the Livingstone Blue Bears. For Andrew Chapman, Coach Johnson, and Nicole Akamine, we say thanks for tuning in to the Broncos Above the Net show, and so long.
Thank you.
Thank you.